We do not have to accept the world as we find it. And indeed, we have a responsibility to leave our world a better place than we found it, and never to walk by on the other side of injustice.
On Saturday, the Labour Party was worried that something had gone terribly wrong and it had ended up with the wrong leader. So going into the speech, Labour delegates were quite uncertain and really wanted to be reassured that this wasn't going to be a disaster. And from that point of view, Ed Miliband succeeded. He put in a performance that was fine and certainly addressed the concerns of the delegates. And you sensed at the end of it that they embraced him, that they have accepted the idea that Ed Miliband is the leader. So from the point of view of the unity of the party, you've got to say this was a success for Ed Miliband.
We want to win an argument about the danger this coalition government poses to our economy and our society. That is why I have no truck, and you should have no truck, with overblown rhetoric about waves of irresponsible strikes. The public won't support them, I won't support them, and you shouldn't support them either.
If you think about it, what did he do? He told the unions that they were going to have to back down. He said that tackling the deficit was a patriotic duty. He said that the party was going to have to change the way it approaches politics. And those were things that, in a funny way, many had thought that a left-wing candidate might not have the courage to say to the party.
Is that a party that started out taking on old thinking became trapped by its own certainties. The world was changing all around us, from global finance to immigration to terrorism. New Labour, a political force founded on its ability to adapt and change, lost its ability to do so. Think of how we challenged the impression that we taxed for its own sake and we were hostile to business. The old way of thinking said that public services would always be second class, but we defied the conventional wisdom.
As far as the performance is concerned, well, it's fairly obvious that what people watching this in the hall, and particularly watching it on television, I suspect, will see a very young man who has suddenly been made leader of a party and who has very little experience of this scale of role and this size of audience and this kind of big occasion. However interested people may be in his politics, they're going to look at him and they're going to say, is this weedy guy really the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? And I suspect that for him the battle over the next few years is to persuade the electorate out there, let alone the Labour Party, that this guy has the gravitas, the experience, the seriousness and the character to be not just a leader of a party, but to be a Prime Minister in waiting. And that, I think, is going to be quite a challenge for him.
We are the optimists in politics today. So let's be humble about our past. Let's understand the need to change. Let's inspire people with our vision of the good society. Let the message go out. A new generation has taken charge of Labour. Optimistic about our country. Optimistic about our world. Optimistic about the power of politics. We are the optimists, and together we will change Britain. Thank you very much.
School report, marks out of 10, given the challenge facing him today. I'm going to give him a 7. I think if we break it down in terms of the political content, he exceeded expectations because he did things that will surprise people. In terms of the performance, he still has a lot of work to do.